Hi there. This is going to be my first tutorial video. It's going to be a tutorial for how to wear nice eye makeup underneath glasses. I wear glasses almost every day, and I've kind of come up with some tips and tricks to how to look like you have nice eye makeup on underneath your glasses, because it's a little bit hard because your glasses themselves are sort of already an eye look right there. And so I think the trick is to keep it nice and simple and use brightening colors so that your eyes really show up underneath your glasses, and a bunch of eyeliner and a bunch of mascara. So stay tuned. I'm sorry if this is not the greatest tutorial. It's my first try and I had a really hard time sort of staying in the camera and at the same time be able to look down at my mirror. So I hope this helps you out, and thanks a lot for watching. The first thing is I've already put on my full face, my foundation, powder, primer, and concealer. And what I also did in that step was put on my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I just use a couple dots on both eyes, and I like to make sure that it's really well rubbed in and has a little bit of time to set, so that's why I did it in advance. My next step usually is to groom my eyebrows and fill in my eyebrows. So I use a spoolie by Sonia Kashuk, which is something you can get from Target. And I just like to brush all the hairs nice and up and make sure that they're in about the right shape that I like. My eyebrows are pretty sparse and uneven, so filling them in really it makes a nice frame for my eyes when I'm wearing glasses. So what I use to fill them in is the MAC Copperplate, and it's just matte brown that matches my eyebrows pretty well. And I use a MAC 208 brush, which is the angled brush there. So I'm just going to fill them in. So there are my eyebrows filled in. Then I like to go just back over them with the spoolie, just to brush them out a little bit, make sure that they look nice and natural. And then I go over them with Mabelline Great Lash Clear Mascara to make sure that they stay put. The next step is eyeshadow, and what I'm going to use today is the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. I'm going to use 3 colors from here. The main color is going to be Silk Teddy, and if you're looking for a way to save time, you could really just put this color all over the lid and be done with it. But I'm going to go a little bit more fancy today, and I'm going to use Velvet Revolver, which is this matte, fairly light brown color, on the crease, and I'm going to use Heaven, which is this white highlight color, underneath on my brow bone. So to apply them, I'm going to use all of them. I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk brush. It's one of my favorite eye makeup brushes. It kind of does everything. It's really soft, so it does blending really well, and then it also applies very nicely too. So I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the Heaven color, and I'm going to just put that right under my brow bone. And then I'm going to apply Silk Teddy all over my lid. And then I'm going to use Velvet Revolver in the crease. So the next step, and a very important one I think, is to use eyeliner. I use usually more eyeliner when I'm wearing glasses than when I'm not. So I like to use browns, and you could use blacks or whatever you want, but here's a couple options. Today I'm going to use Whiskey, which is one of those Urban Decay 24/7 liners, and it's just a nice regular brown. So I try to apply it really close to the line here. And I find that it helps me if I hold on to my eye while I'm doing it. Oh, you can't see. And I apply it about halfway in, and then try to sort of make it taper in a little bit there. I'm going to do the other eye. Those look okay. And then I also like to tight line my waterline with this too. So I do a little bit of pulling on my eyelashes here. I don't know if that's so recommended, but that's the easiest way for me to do it. So that's the top lash line. And for the bottom, I don't like to use a stick liner. I like to use powder. So I'm going to go back into my 24/7 palette, and I'm going to use the color Sexpresso, which is this one here, and it's a darker matte brown. And to apply it, I'm going to use this EcoTools brush, which is really cheap, and it's like an angled brush that I use for powder eyeliner all the time. Okay, so right away you can see my eyes look bigger and brighter. The last thing that I like to do to make them look bigger and brighter is to use color in the bottom waterline, a nice and light color. And what I'm going to use, and what I use pretty much every day, is this Urban Decay 24/7 shadow pencil in Sin. A lot of people would use white, but I found that looks too harsh on me, so I'm just going to use this and put it right in the waterline. Okay. The next step is lashes, curly lashes. I think besides eyebrows and brightening, making sure your eyes look really nice and bright underneath your glasses, the biggest thing is to make your eyelashes look nice and good. So everybody kind of has different ideas about what they think makes a good eyelash. I like mine to be nice and separated. I already have pretty long lashes to begin with, so for me it's all about separation and making them look nice and thick. I don't like them clumpy at all. So the clump look is not for me. So I'm just curling my lashes here, and then I'm going to put on mascara. The mascara I'm using today is the CoverGirl Lash Blast, and I like this one because it doesn't give me raccoon eyes halfway through the day. It's waterproof and it really stays that way, stays on. So I'm going to do my top lashes first. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is some concealer. And what I'm using these days is this Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer, and it's in light for me. And I use my finger to apply it. I just dab it on, and then I take it right underneath my eyes and dot it on. And it looks really like the wrong color sort of at first. It's very peachy, but it blends in really nice. Okay, and then I also really like to use this Smashbox Photo Op Under Eye Brightener. And I use it sort of a little bit lower than where I would use the concealer, sort of more in this area. And I just sort of dot a couple dots on. And then blend it out with my finger. Okay, so I'm going to do bronzer next. I'm going to use the Guerlain 24 Terracotta for blondes. Move my mirror back here. And I'm using the e.l.f. complexion brush. And then I'm going to use, for blush, I'm going to start off using the Posie Tint from Benefit. I like to use this because it stays on for the whole day. I do put like a powder one over top of it, but I find that powders fade pretty quickly and this just lasts. So I think I'm going to have to go buy some more of the Benetint blushes. And to blend it in, I like to use the e.l.f. What is this one? Powder brush. It's not using it for powder, but it seems to really work well. And with this, you kind of have to work fast because it's a stain. So that's why I do one cheek at a time. There we go. And for my powder blush, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Candid Coral. And I'm going to use a MAC 168. On to the last step, or second last step, and that's lips. And today I'm going to be using lip gloss Watermelon Crush. It's brand new. It's really bright in the bottle, which is one of the reasons I bought it, but it looks really nice on my lips. Okay, and for my last step, I like to use the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set because I think it keeps my makeup on for longer. This is basically it. This is it with no glasses on. And this is what it looks like with my glasses on. So you can see my eyes stand out quite a bit more than they did before. Hopefully there's not too much glare. So you can see, maybe nobody ever sees my eyes at all because all they see is glare. You can see the window in my glasses. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope this helps you out.